Hey y'all, how's it going? I have been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, and I haven't had the courage to do it up until recently when some fellow YouTubers have put out videos with the same sentiment, the same thoughts that I have. Recently, Mutahar has put out a video talking about Morbius, Moist Critical has put out a video talking about Morbius and praising it, and even the king of YouTube, PewDiePie, has created a video talking about how great Morbius is, and I'm so happy now that I have the courage to come out and say that I'm sorry for the review that I gave Morbius previously when it came out, and it's just been sitting on my mind now, and I just wanted to kind of repent and say that I now have seen the light and I realize the error of my ways when it comes to Morbius, the 2022 film by Sony Pictures. Now you might be wondering, Mia, what happened? You know, this is a real 180. You're really going off the rails here. You gave Morbius a terrible review and you told Sony to stop making movies for the rest of eternity after Morbius. And yeah, I get it. That was then, but hey, this is now. Times change and people change. And I think what the cause of my initial backlash to Morbius was that I'm coming out of my programming from being a professional critic. You know, I've taken the red pill and I understand that Morbius was really ahead of its time. I mean, the movie came out on April 1st and here we are talking about it and laughing and having camaraderie about this movie like really 2 months later. It is quite astounding. And I have to say, I realized the impact that Morbius is having on pop culture. I mean, the very first time during my rewatch of this movie when Dr. Michael Morbius says it's Morbin Time, I think it opened a lot of people's hearts. I mean, if you think about the Grinch movie, and at the end he sees little Cindy Lou Who, and you know, he's all of a sudden in love with Christmas and his heart grows 3 sizes that day. Finally, when my third eye was open and I heard him say that line, it's Morbin Time, like you could probably physically see my heart grow in my chest. And I'm sure that happened with many of you at home watching, or if you happen to see it in the theaters. But I noticed that Morbius is really catching a lot of fire and a lot of, you know, wind now that it is actually out and you can watch it at home or you can watch it in GIF form, or just so many ways to experience the beauty that is Morbius. Now, what also sold me was in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, with just a little bit of spoilers here. I hope you've seen the movie. When Dr. Stephen Strange goes to visit the Illuminati, and it is revealed actually that Dr. Michael Morbius is a part of the Illuminati, and he says his classic catchphrase in that moment when he meets Doctor Strange, and that really sold it for me. I would have said that made Multiverse of Madness my #1 movie of the year. I've since knocked the Batman down. That is no longer my #1 movie of the year. It is 110% Morbius 2020, and that really sold it for me, and I'm looking forward to the Morbius and a Wong spinoff, which I think is well deserved. So let's just get the record straight here, okay? I'm reading all the facts. Morbius was the first movie to sell 1 trillion tickets at the box office, which is huge. Secondly, it made $1 more billion at the box office as well. That is just incredible. And I don't want to butcher this, so I'm going to go on Twitter and make sure I read this correctly. It is the #1 movie on the Apple TV app. I mean, who else can say that? Who else can have such high accolades of a movie but Dr. Michael Morbius and the entire team behind this movie? So I don't know, I'm just in a really happy, elated place right now that the world is finally starting to accept that Morbius is a Marvel legend. Sony was telling us and we didn't listen, but the more you allow Morbius into your life, just like the blood that, you know, he drinks and lets it flow through his veins, the more you understand just how much of a classic gem of this movie is. So I'm really looking forward to Morbius 2. I think at this point it's a given that Sony has to greenlight it. Like when everyone was like, Warner Brothers, why don't you greenlight Dune Part 2? This movie is amazing. They should have greenlit it like the moment the movie came out. So I think that's the same with Sony. Should have greenlit Morbius 2 the moment it came out, and I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, Marvel fans that we get a team up between El Muerto and Kraven the Hunter with Morbius, and of course Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture. That being said, I know I'm a YouTuber. I've got a voice, I've got a platform, I've got a mic, so it feels brave of me to step up and admit this, but I also want to make sure that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one, and it brings me pride to use my platform to speak out to all of you all and hope that I'm creating a safe space for other people to talk about Morbius and just the impact that Jared Leto has had on their lives, because it has been tremendous for me, and I don't know, I'm I'm almost in tears. This is crazy. So guys, leave a comment if you are ready to admit how much you love Morbius. Leave a comment and let me know your favorite Morbin moment. I think for me, and I think everyone is going to know what my favorite Morbin moment was, which was essentially, you know, when it was kind of that middle climax scene where it was Dr. Michael Morbius and Matt Smith, and Morbius is just about to transform. He's just about to morb, and as he's doing that, you see like the pure shock in Matt Smith's face, because in real time it's really Jared Leto morbing, and I don't think Matt Smith was expecting, I don't think any of the cast or any directors were expecting that. And as he morbs, you can just kind of feel the feralness radiating off of Jared Leto. You can feel the passion and the strength and the love, and he just morbs all over the place, and it just leaves everyone in complete shock, including me. I was like, my jaw was on the floor. So that was my favorite Morbin moment. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys loved about Dr. Michael Morbius, and I'll see you next time. I hope you watch Morbius more billion times, because it will change your life. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.